Hi everyone, my name is Tom and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, a channel that's dedicated to Australian opal stones. This is a take two of we call it the channel intro video. I'm trying to improve on the first one. And you already know from the first one that this channel is dedicated to Australian opal stones. And I'm here to share my knowledge that I've gained over the last 30 years traveling Australia and living here in this beautiful country. This is the new room that I've set up, and I got rid of the boring curtains from the first one, and I'm hoping this is an improvement. Now I'm also wearing a hat because Melbourne is cold and I'm not a big fan of wearing jackets, so hats keep me warm. And yeah, another thing here keeps me warm is this gas fireplace that you can see over here. And yeah, so I'll walk around the room and show you different things I added and created atmosphere for my video shoot. Okay, so this is the walk around the new nerve center. My friends used to call these two red chairs the nerve center. This chair's been around with me for over 20 years through different states, different houses, and so many business ventures, problem solving happen with those two chairs. And when my mates come around for coffee, scotch, wine, whatever it is, they always say, let's go to the nerve center. And we sit with that little table and discuss life's issues and ideas. So now the whole room is called the nerve center. And there is even a therapy couch, as you can see. So you can lay down here, and with those two chairs, you can solve all sorts of issues here. Lots of fun. I've added some prompts just to make it interesting background. So firstly, you've got the gas fireplace. Keeps you warm at the moment in Melbourne. It's freezing today. And I've added my guitar. She's got a name, Nadia, and I'm a pretty bad guitar player, and usually when there's no one around, I will hit the strings, but nobody else wants to hear it. And also my drum, a bongo drum with some Aboriginal art on it. I really like it, very cultural, with an artifacts also from Aboriginals. Both have stories, which maybe another day I'll talk about them and maybe match them to the Opals, because it is Australian Opal channel. And yeah, it's very simple room. It's got nice timber, some art that was done at home just for fun, and one of my many desks here. There is a couple of opals there I'm working on, and I will show you some opals in a minute on a close-up video, the ones that I was showing in the take one. Hopefully this take is better. My big light to improve my beautiful face, or maybe I probably need less light for that, so counterintuitive there. But yeah, so that's the room, that's the nerve center, and that is what's going to keep me warm or cool during summer. See the big fan in the ceiling, plus got aircon. But there'll be many videos that I'll do from here, and hopefully I can bring you in to my world. And yeah, let's go and see some of those opals again. Well, I think the take two of my channel intro should feature the same stones that I did in take one. And so that's the big chunk of opal that's full of color, skin to skin, full of color, mostly red and green. And it's a big chunk of opal. So we will do a separate video on that one, and yeah, it's very sentimental to me. It's a first decent chunk of opal that I got, and yeah, it's a keeper, that one. So from time to time I will show that off. This snuck in here because they were in the water. I was just looking at them. I'm working on them at the moment, the two shells, crystal shells. Just beautiful greens, bit of sand still in there, but gives you an insight to everyday opal lover's life, I suppose. And the other things that we showed on the video was my first ring. So that was the dark lighting rich. Some will call it black, but I'll call it dark. That's first decent stone that I've cut and put it in the ring in sterling silver. And yeah, it's just sentimental value. It's not getting worn or anything. And also there was the pendant, which is not the highest quality of opal, but again, taking me to the beginnings of the journey. So I thought I better show this one. We don't want take two to be not as good as take one of the channel intro. So there you go. There is the sterling silver pendant. And one extra one, just snuck in. Nothing high quality, but a very nicely cut cabochon that's on the jelly background, crystal jelly, and just blue, flashing blue. Very affordable opal. It's not for sale because it's one of the first ones as well, but I thought I'd show it, something extra. And there, in the distance, rearing her head is Biker, the troublemaker French Mastiff that spoils a lot of my video takes with making noise. If it's not barking, it's wanting to play. There she is, pretending she's all well behaved and good. Say hello to the community. She will feature in many of our videos, I have no doubt. She is part of the community. So this is my working room. Didn't feature in the take one of the intro, so I thought I'd give you a quick, last minute actually, I decided to show you where I am. It's a bit dirty. I've been working with boulder. Love the boulder, but yin and yang. Beautiful stone, unique. I love the iron stone, but the mess it creates, the flip side. So messy. You can see the water. Not very nice, nevertheless. And here is something that I can't see any color in. It's black, meant to be. That's very rare. It's a big stone. And you won't be able to see it on the video, but there is a little bit of color, very faint. So I will take off the cap, the skin, just to make sure. I don't think there'll be anything in there. It might create a black potch backing for some doublets that I'm learning to make personally. There is, you can see one here. So I created some black potch, and I'm gonna get this inlay to go on the back of it and see if it works. If that piece doesn't work, I'm gonna create a different one. Yeah, there you go. quite nice. And yeah, there is my bench. There is some of my little aids to create opals. Some water going to the machine. There is my bit of a board, you know, the doping and the good old wax. It's not my favorite, but we're working. Some more opals there. There's my saw. You can see the boulder dust. Not very nice. Yeah, and here's some stones that I'm working on. I just like to grab a bunch of rough opals if I can see any little bit of color through them or whatever, and just clean them up, expose them, throw them here in this little bowl, and yeah, just keep working on them. Rather than doing one at a time, I like to have heaps of color. Just the look, you know, when you look at the colors and everything, it gives me a very calm feeling. So this, I'll call this sanity room. Just calms me down, and I keep exposing the colors, touching the stones. There's something special about it, and I'm sure that if you love opal, you know exactly the feeling I'm talking about. Not one opal is the same, they're all different, they just make you feel good. And yeah, there is some I'm working on, like this was a big, I love a good specie, and this will remain a specie, but there are 2 color bars in there, and it's a big stone. So I've exposed it already. I received it all skin to skin, rough on everywhere, but see, I can see the colors there. So I'll do a separate video on this one because it's a big one, and maybe you can help me decide if I should slice it, cut it, see what's inside, or leave it as a specie. And yeah, many different types of opal, white opal. There is a shell here that I'm working on. It's crystal, kind of a crystal and white at the same time, I suppose. What else I've got? You know, there is a beautiful crystal, double-sided, beautiful green and blue. I love the 3D crystal play of color. It's probably my favorite opal, but my favorite changes. It goes even bolder at some stage was favorite, so it depends on the day and on the mood. Could probably not pick my favorite opal at the moment. Every week be a different one. So there's a boulder. Oh, look at this boulder. Yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful Christmas lights here. It's something about the ironstone. You know, world doesn't realize how unique opal is and how special we are here in Australia to be able to have 95% of all opal in this country. There is Mintobi, which has beautiful colors, very unique. Mintobi is very unique. As you know, Mintobi's been closed, and you can't mine the area anymore. And yeah, so it's a unique opal. It's got a unique color. That potch line in the middle, even though this is a big piece making a teardrop, I think I'll cut it in half and make 2 little ones. Again, something you can get involved in and help me decide when I make maybe a different video. There's some lighting, rich, sparkling little stone there. More boulder. That unique boulder blue. I love it. Oh, look at how bright this one is. Blinding, blinding, blinded by the light. Wow, look at this. So, and this kind of big knobbies that kind of you would think, oh, there's not much in them, but I actually like the rough natural rock. So I don't think we utilize enough in opal world. Just the beautiful shape you take off out of the ground, and if you Dremel all this and expose this electric blue colors, I mean seriously, nobody else is gonna have a pendant like that. Everybody's gonna ask you if you travel all over the world, what is that? And they're gonna love it.
There was another one. Oh yeah, this one, it's already got a hole in there for a hanger. It's actually much brighter. So yeah, I think they're great for Dremel and a bit of fun. Clean it all up, give it a bit of a paste and polish, and hang it on your neck. Can't go wrong. Yeah, so just wanted to show you just the bits and pieces, how I work. Yeah, so I would love to hear from you in the comments. If you have any questions to ask, or maybe just let me know what you think of this video compared to the take number 1 of the intro. Not sure if you can call it the intro. This one is just a bit of just the inside of everything here. So maybe you get a feel of the space that I'm using to create this community, and maybe you can feel part of it. And if you do, join our journey, hit that subscribe button below, give us hit the bell, give us a like, and make any comments you like.